r/AskReddit. What's a women's thing men should absolutely start doing? Going to the doctor before they are at death's door. I am a doctor and seriously the wives are always dragging them in there. That was my mom with my dad. He got sick, wasn't eating enough, didn't want to go to the doctor, collapsed in the kitchen, and then she had to call 911. Turned out to be sepsis and he almost died. So many washing they ass comments. You all dating some poopy dingleberry trolls. I'll be damned. I'll be damned if I listen to a man with an unwashed ass. ETA for the uninitiated. Also whoops, I got it wrong. Faith rolling on the floor laughing. I can't say it was a conscious reason I didn't respect my stepdad, but having my mom defend it and say I just buy dark underwear for him and you can't even tell was something that made me require my own dedicated towel in the house. Skincare and applying sunscreen. Yes, my husband applies sunscreen like it's the last bottle on earth and he's afraid he's gonna run out. He literally will dip a fingertip into the tiny amount on his hand and put 4-6 tiny dots on himself, rub them in and be shocked when he looks like a lobster later that evening. He also relies on his chest hair to keep his chest from burning. Spoiler, it doesn't. And then there's me who uses sunscreen like my life depends on it and still gets burned, lol. Make noise during sex. Not even dirty talk, a moan or any words of encouragement would be enough. God, I had a guy just silently watch as I gave him blowjobs. Like, I don't actually enjoy sucking dong. I enjoy knowing I'm responsible for making the guy feel good. You get rid of any evidence of the one part I enjoy, and I'm not gonna be inclined to do it anymore. Damn. Thanks for putting this one out there. Now that I'm growing my hair out a little longer, didn't know how much I was missing out on not using hair conditioner. Edit. Since this comment took off, I wanted to add. This comment is more of a statement of men not taking care of their hair the way they should. Whatever works for you, keep doing it. Just take care of your beautiful hair. I've been using the 3-in-1 stuff for years. I just thought my hair was feeling a little crusty the last month or so. But it's probably been an issue for years that I just didn't notice till my hair started thinning pretty bad. I bought a bottle of conditioner 4 days ago and the difference is unimaginable. Just did it on a whim, never turning back. 3-in-1, what's the third thing? Complimenting each other. I do this with my co-workers. Looking sharp today, Phil, is all it takes to make a day. A guard at my work was wearing a special vest last weekend and I told him he looked really nice and the other guard was like, yeah Peter, you look really nice today. The smile on that dude's face will bring me joy forever. 8 women, can you all tell me how to shave my ass cause I got no ducking clue. Just get a trimmer and squat in the shower. Trimming will get rid of the hair. The small amount left is prickly for maybe a day. You don't get the dreaded regrowth itchies. Ingrown hair isn't as much of an issue. All around 10 out of 10. This person trims. I know there are plenty of men who do it already, but I feel like more men should start sewing. A sewing machine is a power tool for making things with fabric. I can't make anything nice enough to wear, but I love all the utility stuff I can make and repairs I can do. Yep, fixing things is manly. Maybe a sewing machine company can cash in on that. Just make the machines black. Treating yourself. Self-care. If that means fishing for a weekend, go. Self-care doesn't always look the same. Thanks, just ordered some cocaine and 2 prostitutes. Personally, I think your ratio is the wrong way round. I would order 2 cocaines and some prostitutes. My husband never really did pedicures before we met, and the first time I did one for him he was in love with it. I used a scraper to get the dead skin off his heels. He calls them hooves, haha, and he was horrified how much came off. He'll even inspect my work now and say this toenail is a little jagged, do want me to look a mess? He likes being pampered and I'm happy to do it for him. Edit. A number of you asked about the scraper, it's called a ped. Get it? Number 2. Everyone is very hilarious that calls it a pedophile. OMG, my husband loves foot care day so much. We have a heated foot bath that has massaging air bubbles. I'll add Epsom salts or scented bath salts, scrub his feet, and then do all the scraping, clipping, filing, cuticle removal, lotioning. He just luxuriates the whole time. It's the cutest thing. Could you drop a link for the foot bath? I got one for my partner online and they got electrocuted. 0/10 edit. Y'all, the definition of electrocute is injure or kill someone by electric shock. They were shocked pretty good, but they're alive and well. Men should start reporting female sexual harassment. Edit. Thanks for all the love. Got slapped on the ass with the words "haven't seen something so juicy in here for a while" by a female co-worker while I was in apprenticeship. Reported it and got the answer, "You should be glad. It was just a compliment." Turn this the other way around and the co-worker would have got sued and fired. Edit. I know it happens to women way more often and I didn't want to play it down. For this specific company it already happened. A female trainee seemed to have the kind of experience with a male co-worker and he actually got called out and at least needed to attend a talk at HR. This isn't enough by any means, but something happened. Boss, I witnessed a co-worker playfully slap another co-worker's bum and say it was juicy. Oh my god. That's terrible. That's harassment. We need to get to the bottom of this immediately. Who did it? Jenny did it. To Miko it was just meant as a compliment. He should be happy for the attention. I was trying on jeans for work the other day and I found this magical material that stretches but looks like denim. I was gushing over them and my wife laughed and said a lot of women's jeans use that material and a lot of hers are the same. Men should discover these jeans. Edit. A lot of responses are about the inferior quality. Fair enough, but I work retail and am constantly squatting to fill shelves etc, so I'll take comfort over durability any day. Especially when I've got a bit of an ass on me. Customers don't need to be walking around the corner and catching a plumber's crack unexpectedly. My husband was astounded when he found men's stretchy jeans. He hated jeans before that. Conversely, I'm so tired of only finding stretchy jeans in the women's sections. I would like my pants to be much more sturdy so I don't have to keep buying pants. Elastic degrades from laundering much faster than true denim, and you never retain that soft broken-in feeling before it's full of holes. I have young kids, so playing on the ground and being outside just kills the pants. So I'm going in the men's section now. But it's getting stretchy over there too. Edit. Okay, we've got some options. Thanks everyone for your input. Wrangler, Levi, American Eagle, men's work jeans, raw denim, and for some reason rock climbing pants are coming up a lot too. BC. You know, kids be scrambling. As a former cook and current welder, hand lotioning. My dad refused to use hand lotion for a while and he kept getting big cracks in his knuckles. The cold would destroy his skin. He would only put lotion on when it was basically bleeding, by which point it can't really do much help. LOL. I told my dad during the height of COVID that we were washing our hands so much at work that I was having to use lotion. He asked, "Did it make you feel like a girl?" No dad. It made me feel like someone whose masculinity wasn't so ducking fragile that I'd be worried about turning into a girl just by putting some lotion on. Different generations, man. Man, started carrying a purse satchel years ago and never looked back. I'm a new man. Breath stinky? Boom, here's some gum. Headache? Boom, here's a pill. Phone dead? Boom, here's a charger. My little bag carries so much and has saved me so many times. Indiana Jones has won. Indiana Jones also carried a whip, yet people look at me funny when I do. Self-care. Moisturize and start taking care of their skin, hair, etc. I recently started using complex medical grade men's shampoo in an effort to slow the onset of balding. Genetic plus stressful career, so it is ultimately inevitable. At the same time, I have started using a similar grade face wash and moisturizing cream. Both make a noticeable difference and I have to say I do feel good when I can tell the results firsthand. I'm 27 and growing up through the late 90s and zeros culture, it was considered very soft and unmanly for a guy to do anything like this. Fortunately, you stop caring about such cultures and trends once you're an adult. It's great that me and my dad can joke to each other about it too. I can tell him I wouldn't need to use lady creams if he hadn't given me his baby skin baldness, haha. Now he's even getting into it, and here's your typical manly biker who was born in the mid-60s mining industry and grew up as a rocker, haha. We love breaking stereotypes together. Fun fact, it's testosterone that contributes to skin moisture and part of why women tend to have dry skin without moisturizer. Dry skin is also a sign of low testosterone in men. Moaning during sex. Such a turn on. I just look at my girl dead in the eye with no expression. This reminds me of an old AskReddit thread about what made people never want to have sex with someone again. This guy said he dated a woman briefly who wanted to have contiguous vigorous eye contact the whole time, and then was making really aggressive faces and yelling at him to open his eyes and keep looking at her. I work in a kitchen full of men and it's quite sad to listen to them tell each other that they can't cry, or that they are not supposed to do so. I don't know who came up with this, but I fight that concept every chance I get. As a result, most of them feel safe to share their emotions with me, even crying. It took me 28 years to accept that I'm just emotional as hell and allow myself to cry freely when I'm alone or sometimes with someone I trust. 4 years later, I feel as though I've basically stopped aging. It's not healthy to hold that shit in and I wish I'd accepted it ages ago. If you want to cry, it's okay to let yourself feel those emotions and go through them for as long as you feel like it. Kinda like a storm. It passes and when you reach the other side, you feel like $1,000,000. I think what's really ducked up is how eventually you become so good at not crying that your body just kind of forgets how to. Something incredibly sad will happen, and you'll think, yep, now's the time. It's appropriate to cry now, but nothing happens because you've conditioned yourself not to for so long. Edit. I rediscovered this clip that is such a hilarious summary of the feeling. Getting checked out by a specialist. There's a reason colon cancer has a higher mortality rate among men when it's actually the most preventable cancer. The thought of having a colonoscopy done makes them squirm. In the US you can also arrange for a colon screening, where you literally just mail in your poop and get tested for certain colon cancers. It shouldn't replace regularly scheduled colonoscopies, but it can be done between them. My dad never went to hospitals unless it was absolutely necessary. One time he was riding his motorcycle in the country, and he crashed. Ended up breaking his leg. He was in an area that had no reception, so this mother ducker walked on his broken leg 5 miles to the hospital. Edit. Letter. Edit 2. Since people are saying they have a lot of respect for him, I might as well follow up with this last thing. He committed suicide by crashing his car. He was strong physically when it came to pain, but he had a lot of mental pain he couldn't handle. Men need to take better care of their mental health and stop focusing on what makes you manly. I like how you called your dad a mother ducker. It's literally the only time it's accurate. I once broke my arm falling from the bicycle. I was 13. Didn't bother to tell anyone. Slept it off. 2 days later, starts swelling up really bad. Dad takes me to doctor who immediately orders an x-ray. There is a clean full break in the bone. Doc says it has even started healing and I'm lucky that it is healing in the correct position or they'd have to break it again and reset it. Wash their hands after they pee. What kind of animal doesn't wash their hands after peeing? Male logic is pretty much I washed my dong this morning and then stuffed it away in a clean pair of cotton boxes until I had to take it out to pee. If anything, I should be washing my dong after touching it with my filthy hands. Moisturize. To steal from Bill Burr, guys, you can put lotion on other places than your dong. Your dong still looks brand new, while the rest of you looks like an aging pirate. You need to increase the circumference of the lotion distribution. Washing your genitals before sex, especially if you were like I'll pee beforehand. Also peeing after sex. My wife and I have been married long enough that wash your dong is now the code phrase for sex time. On the flip side, my husband says I washed my penis today to initiate. I've also adopted the phrase even though I have no penis. Putting a blanket on your lap while you work. It's life changing. A few days ago my wife brought a whole ass double duvet into the living room because it's winter now. I thought she was mad but it's cozy as shit. I've got the dog under here. In my house we have an assortment of couch blankets. You really need more than one because you'll want to have one on the couch while the other is in the wash. Yoga, especially as you get older. Wish I had started sooner. Sewing. Sewing is awesome. I learned basic sewing to make some bow ties for my wedding and it's an extremely rewarding skill that allows you to repair clothes, save money, and it's superb meditation. Guy here, I'll say use lip balm chapstick. Edit. Well, stomp on my stones and call me Detective Bullock. Didn't expect so many upvotes for commenting about lips. Thanks for all the upvotes and all comments. Definitely plenty of options listed if lip balm or chapstick isn't ideal for you. If you're like me and chapstick just dries out your lips more, use Aquaphor. Even in the worst of chappiness, it only takes about a day to heal fully, and then I don't have to apply it again. Talk about their feelings. Most men don't mind talking about their feelings. It's finding someone willing to take it seriously that's the issue. So I guess the comment should say listen to others people's feelings and take them seriously. Being more mindful and getting help for mental health. Not a women's thing, but a lot of women start therapy, and it's something guys should do too. I found that most men I know refuse to do it. It all starts during childhood though, by talking to boys about their emotions and allowing them to be vulnerable and feel validated for experiencing them. Very few men have experienced that, and even in adulthood people don't respond great to men showing emotions or being vulnerable. How people view and treat a woman or a man crying is a huge difference. Thankfully it's getting better with every generation. Just really tragic for all the men who've never learned to deal with emotions in a healthy way. As a man, I never really had this growing up. I was legitimately told by the other men in my life to hide my feelings and that men don't show emotion. Men are supposed to be strong. The worst part? I never even cried during either of my great-grandparents' funerals. I wasn't supposed to, and I actually had to get therapy at one point when I was 13-14. The hardest part that I never even managed was just knowing it was okay to show emotion. All that went in those therapy sessions were just small talk, and the therapist trying to pry me open, of which I always caught myself. I never opened up to anyone until I met my best friend. Even to this day, of which I met when I was 16, I just felt safe. The thing about therapists or counselors is that they try to get information from you. So going to therapy always felt like an interrogation. When I did open up though, it changed me fundamentally. I wasn't alone anymore, and I learned it was okay to lean on someone when you need it. It's like I rediscovered myself. I'm glad I took that leap. Ever since then, I realized just how important being that shoulder is. You could save someone's life, but you won't know until you just ask how they are doing. How they are actually doing. With that being said, I would like to take this opportunity to outstretch my arm and ask, reader, how are you actually doing? If you need someone to be there, to be an unbiased third party, my DMs are always open. Whether to talk or just to vent, everyone deserves someone to vent to. Hyping each other up. To every guy who reads this, yes king, slay, you're so goddamn handsome. I was out with my wife when I had long hair over the summer and went to the bathroom. As I finish washing my hands and check my hair in a mirror, the dude at the urinal goes, "Where's on point bro?" I still think about that guy, and probably will until I die. Marrying people just for the money. I knew a guy who did that, or at least tried. He made the mistake of thinking she was a rich girl. Her parents were rich. She wasn't. He ended up with a spoiled brat and an extreme lesson in misconceptions, followed by an ugly divorce and a kid caught in the middle. Don't make fun of your guy friends for being vulnerable, or if they were a victim of something normally a woman would be a victim of, like when a female teacher has sex with a male student. Don't say the kid is lucky. Be as disgusted as you would if it was the other way around. Not assuming that kindness and courtesy is sexual or romantic attraction. Or assuming when a woman compliments you it's her hitting on you. I want to compliment men on random things sometimes, but I don't because I don't want them to think I'm leading them on. Talk to their friends about their mental health. Pee sitting down so there isn't piss all over the toilet seat, floor, wall, etc. Talking about their feelings with each other, being more open as friends between them. Separate shampoo, conditioner and body wash. Now you've crossed the line. I need my 19-in-1. Nothing else will suffice. Yes, I love WD-42. Reading the comments. Hey, I do most of these things. Also me. Oh, I'm gay. Be responsible for themselves in the household just as much as they expect their wife girlfriend to be. Not just be an extra child essentially. Wipe properly. Wash your ducking ass. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.